Okay guys, welcome back to episode 2 of Build the Beast. Episode 1 was good fun, seeing where we could kind of push the new Sim 2. Surprised, to be honest, that it beat out my old Sim in terms of ball speed. It was quite considerably quicker and better on dispersion, which I was really surprised at. I had done previous testing with the Sim 2 and I couldn't quite get those numbers. The 8-degree head made the world of difference for me. Even the 9 to 7 wasn't close to where I got. The 8 turned down to 6 with that 4-degree sleeve, that 4-degree open face sleeve.
Took a while to dial it in.
Yeah, it did take a little bit of time, a bit of consideration for length and grip weight and all those things. So if you haven't seen that episode, go back and rewatch maybe that before you see this one, and that'll make a little bit more sense. So today we've got our actually next 2 contenders. We're going to bring 2 into the mix today. The G425 LST.
Yep.
A heavy big boy.
Heavyweight
contender in more senses than just the name. 200 gram, purely just the head weight.
Yeah, it's crazy. With
the sleeve, with the screw, all those things. Overall, 210 grams. One of the reasons a Ping head is so stable is sheer mass.
Yeah.
One reason it's quick is sheer mass. How that translates into this test, though, is yet to be seen. We're playing the club longer, trying to build that beast. I've got a feeling we might have to do a little modification to Ping to make it a contender. That's my initial thoughts.
Yeah. I mean, 210 is you're almost fairway wood territory for a head weight. I mean,
seriously.
But it's a lot of the heads that we deal with. I mean, any Ping driver that I build with, unless we can really tinker with weight, they're always heavy.
They're always in the heavy swing weight. So this was E0.6 with the TSi Pro White 1K that we're using for the test. We've also got the
TSi3.
In my opinion, the best looking driver out in the market right now, the TSi3. Great looking driver.
Call it early, maybe #1 selling driver for 2021.
We expect a lot, especially the better players, I think, are all going to be trying to gravitate towards that. We've seen that in the past with Titleist drivers that perform well. It does bring the lower handicappers towards it, and Billy Horschel had a great win with it at the weekend at the Dell Match Play, and I think we're going to see that. It consistently wins the driver count on the PGA Tour week in, week out right now. So we've been speaking highly of this driver for several months now, and don't expect that to change anytime soon. We'll probably sound like a broken record throughout this season, but for good reason. So if you haven't tried that, we'll give it a go. So that's in the mix today. A little bit closer to the TaylorMade in terms of weight.
Yeah.
We have the swing weight D5, the head weight around 190, 1.2. So that little consideration for the sleeve, the weight of the shaft sleeve. So and
we've tinkered with that one.
Yeah.
Kind of off camera, just toying with some stuff early on. So we've got the green weight
all the way up
into fade, which is -2.
Yeah. I like a little bit. So I brought the head weight down 2 grams, just trying to manage that swing weight, knowing that D4, D5 is going to be about the sweet spot, and we'll do the same. In the kind of efforts of being fair to all the drivers, we will do the same with the Ping driver. Bring its head weight down if we find that it's causing us a problem, or maybe we find that we use that additional mass and it gives us more ball speed than the others. We just don't know at this point. So let's get some baselines with my current TaylorMade.
Yep.
I guess it's the leader in the clubhouse, isn't it?
Yeah.
At this point, get some baseline numbers, and then we'll move into the Titleist and then into the Ping.
Awesome.
Okay. All right, Michael, we're back.
Back in
the home
God's
of golf.
country.
Sun's shining.
So good.
I'm getting a nice still day again. I mean, what are the chances?
No
2
wind,
in a row.
no mist.
Yeah. Just
Perfect.
a nice big hotel to hit over.
No kidding.
Be
You
fine.
can do it.
Okay.
Sounded good.
Yeah. It's a 170 kind of day.
All right, so I guess the next driver in the Build to Beast series, TSi3, 8 degree. Again, you've had this driver for what, a couple weeks, and you've kind of tinkered with it back and forth, and
A little bit.
not too much. We haven't, taken a deep dive with it, but excited to see this one compete against what we would call maybe the big, the big two or the big three. Again, 50 TX 10C1K. Again, 8 degree. It's set lower as well. So yeah, excited to see how this will perform.
Yeah, I had this one previously in a VA Nemesis 65X because of how high balance point it is, knowing that the longer length was, trying to offset that a little bit. So I did carry a little bit too much spin with that combination, so I was delivering a bit too much dynamic loft, consistently 18, 19 degrees of dynamic loft. It's a little above my sweet spot. For me, 15, 16 is where I want to be. That will launch at about 13, spin it in the 2000 region. Those are the optimized numbers that I'm always trying to see, ball flight peaking about 115 feet. So I've really, in my mind, I've got an image of what this ideal ball flight looks like, and that's what we're trying to extract here.
When this is all said and done, would good strike there. Right after that last strike there, I mean, from the launch and spin that you were asking for, I mean, there it is, 2000 spin, 2100 spin, and 13 launch. It's just pretty ideal.
Yeah,
it's
pretty much ideal.
Keeping you that number category that you're looking for with the driver.
Yeah. I always say that in a fit that, if you hit the ball a certain way, so say you hit it low in the head and you find your ideal launch conditions, that's not good.
Yeah.
And that means when you hit it in the proper part of the head, obviously you're going to fall out of those, the spin's going to come down, all that sort of stuff. So that is a key ingredient, that if we strike that vertically zero, so on the CG vertically that way, and then horizontally it's a little toe side, that's where I hit it all day.
Yeah.
That's where I'm always going to hit it. So we want to know what those numbers are when we do that, and if it looks like that, then we're really pleased.
Yeah, impressive. That's really nice. That sounded good.
Maybe a bit Healy. Quick enough, 169.
All right, contender number 3.
The Beast.
G425 LS Tech. I love the look of this driver. I think this is one of the nicest looking drivers on the market. I would love to put a Ping driver in the bag. I keep saying to myself, maybe I'll play Ping this year, maybe I'll play TaylorMade, but I think it looks great. The last few years or last few models of Pings have been unbelievable. 400 was great, 410 was really good, and obviously we haven't done a ton of fittings with them, but from the testing we've done, they're pretty good.
Pretty good. Yeah.
I guess the only worry we have with this is it is fractionally heavier.
Yeah, which is fine.
But we could tinker and play with the weights.
It's all part of the process with this whole series anyway, is that we try and find out ways in which we can improve these drivers and let those little incremental marginal gains that we always talk about, whether that's the weighting, whether that's maybe a different length of this driver, whatever it may be, we're going to find ways to get the most out of it. Who knows? It feels heavy.
Yeah.
And immediately, I love the look of it. It sits kind of flat and open.
Yeah.
A real kind of preference for me. It's got, that weight in the toe. We've set it there, just trying to minimize that curve. So obviously offset the toe strike in that it will bring the CG more towards the toe. So any center strike will act like a heel strike. Any toe strike will act like a center strike. That's the real idea. A little bit less than the rotation. That's a pretty good opener, Ping. That was a good one. All right, Michael, fascinating little test.
Close, very close.
When it all shakes out, it's remarkable how similar the three of them really are. But in terms of the result, I won't say they're similar in terms of how they got there. If we look at the club delivery page, we're seeing some different things. A little bit of a fluctuation in speed. Delivered loft was a little bit different. There was some kind of differences in the strike height. I think that was to do with how flat the Ping sat for me.
Yeah.
Was able to get the strike higher up the head. That was a really, really nice thing. I could definitely see that. I think I felt like my best swings probably came with the TaylorMade, to be honest.
Yeah.
At the
I
start.
mean, one thing, and we've harped on this enough, is you're not ball speed hungry for these drivers. You're looking for best performing, best, as consistent as they possibly can be, especially playing longer and, a beast of a driver. You want it to be the fairway finder. You want it not to be spraying all over the place. So all three really produce some impressive numbers.
And that's kind of today was a bit more about that, about trying to kind of find optimal numbers, launch, spin, nice consistent speeds, a little less variance. I think this is pretty good. What excites me about the next kind of version or the next variation we make of these drivers is going to be when we get a lighter weight into the Ping and we get that club head speed up a little bit, because we're a touch down, the efficiency's good, but we are a touch down in the club head speed, which is inevitable considering obviously the amount of head weight we're swinging around us. So I think I'm hopeful if we can get that one. I'm going to say if we can try and optimize at 120, push that up a little bit, I think we could end up with a really nice driver here. Titleist was great, again going back to the flight of the three of them, compare them. I love the flight of the TSi3. I don't like to curve it too much. That staying down the right wing was a dream. The sim was balanced, it was long, great numbers, very balanced, and then the Ping shows serious potential. Yeah. It's all up in the air.
I think that, we can tinker even more with these drivers, and it's just going to make them even better. I'm excited for that Ping. I think the Ping there's a lot left on the table with the Ping that we could, I don't know, maybe it's on top at the end of this, but those are great three drivers to start with to see which one is the ultimate beast.
And the reality is, guys, this is the market that we live in today. Everyone is really at the top of their game right now when it comes to driver performance. Everyone is optimizing on miss hits. I mean, you can clearly see, and you guys who watch the channel and follow these episodes as you do, these aren't centered strikes what I'm giving you all the time. They're decent, out in the toe where I hit it all the time. And if today I turned up and I was healing it, I'd be probably cancelling this episode and going, there's no point because I just don't do that.
Yeah.
I just don't hit it there. So pleased to see that, and also pleased to see how well these three drivers deal with it.
Yeah,
it's good stuff. There's a Callaway driver coming our way. A lovely gift from Mr. Johnny Wonder heading its way into the Build a Beast series. So I'm hoping that one's going to be here for next week. If it's certainly not, it'll be the following week. And I think we're going to culminate this series by taking them outside, Mikey.
Yeah,
we're almost golf season.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah, and we're gonna want to see how these fly on the golf course. You know, maybe play a couple of rounds with each one and see ultimately which one earns its way into the bag based on performance. Great to see the numbers, but I really want to see how it flies outdoors. What sort of reactions and adjustments do I make to seeing that ball flight?
And finding fairways.
It has to be. I mean, the distance is one thing, and I'm pleased to see where these are at. You know, anytime it's anywhere near these sorts of numbers, I'm really, really pleased with it. I think on a different day, speed doesn't feel, great today, so, there's a bit more to come from it, but I love how this is shaken out. Standard deviations are good with all of them. There's a lot of positives to take.
Tight race for sure.
Yeah, it's good. Okay, guys, I think everything's still up in the air for the Build the Beast. There is no clear favourite right now. I thought it was Sim 2 was kind of by a little bit, was in the lead. I think TSi and Ping have shown me something today, shown me a little bit, that they're really competitive in the same space, and obviously excited to see how the Callaway one comes in. We've got a little sneaky tour sleeve coming in with that one that turns the loft from 9 down to 7. So basically playing the exact same loft as the Titleist and the Ping. The TaylorMade's actually playing 6 degrees.
6 degrees,
so we'll be playing between 6 and 7 degrees of loft. That gets me into the dynamic loft window that we're looking for between 15 and 17. It's good.
Love it.
Excellent. Okay, guys, stay tuned for more. We'll see you again soon.